Put it on, girl. Let me see it. Put it on, girl. Let me see it.
Welcome to Accidentally Informed, where
all of your favorites come to spill the trending tea.
Good job, Erica. You had one job. It's okay. I mess up every single show. What's up? I'm your host, Claudia Jordan, and my beautiful co-host, Erica Cobb. Hello, friend.
Hello. If y'all don't hear that, that is thunder that is roaring over my head. My air conditioning is out. So if I on the second and third floor, so I am on the third floor.
Oh my God.
And heat rises to the top. So I am in a sweat box. And also there is thunder happening over my head.
Oh my God. Okay. Do we need to do a shorter show today?
No. I'm fine. I'm a G. I'm a G, and I'm here for our informers because our informers are always here for us. Hey, Anthony Buchanan, Tremaine Young. We love you guys.
I want to introduce y'all to the new kitty, 7, Jordan. She's the new baby. And she's so busy. Let me tell you, she's so tiny. But she's a big fat tummy. She was a runt. The owner, whoever dropped them off, a box full of kittens in a cardboard box, and 2 of them didn't make it. But I was able to save this one, and she's so cute. And let me tell you, 6 is not happy about it. He's very jealous. He is hissing at her. I've never seen 6 hiss in 9 years. And he is hissing, but this cat is standing her ground. She's like arching, doing that crab walk. No, don't jump off the desk. That crab walk thing that they do. Let me put her down. And she is not intimidated by him at all. So she is a very feisty little kitty. So lots of nice, fun, fresh kitten energy in my house. But it's like having a baby. They don't like to let you sleep.
Girl, I am so happy that felt like it was divine timing and alignment. And I'm so happy that you have a new little kitty in the house.
She's so cute. She's such a cutie pie. All right, listen, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
This September has been super crazy. Ever since our appearance on The Breakfast Club, it's been nonstop travel. And we didn't really talk. We talked about our appearance on there, but we didn't really get into our announcement that we have. So are we playing it? We
can kick it over to the clip.
On Wednesday, October 15th, we will be doing our first live show. So that will happen in Denver at Dude IDK Studio, which is where we all started. Okay. So we're really excited about that. And informers, we want to know where you are so that we can come out and see you in person. So hit us up, let us know, and we'll get our tour.
We're going to do a little mini tour and bring it, because I feel like it's a great way to connect with your fans and your listeners, to be in person with them. Yay!
We're going on tour.
We are on tour. Oh, can I bring my cat and wear glasses and be holding a mocha chai?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can.
Be all bougie with the glasses and the cat, and then we're on tour. Oh, that's super exciting. So thanks for putting this in the, you've been working on this hard and doing all the groundwork and everything. So thank you, Erica. I am looking forward to this.
Hey, I have an amazing team. Our executive producer, Megan Rosales, is a absolute G. So yes, we have been working on this, and October 15th, for those of you who missed it, which is a Wednesday, we're actually going to move the show back 2 hours. So the show is going to start at 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, but we will go live simultaneously with you, the informers, as well as our live studio audience. So I'm super excited about this crossover. We have it's going to be super cute. We got Cherry's Cheesecakes jumping in, which is a Black owned bakery. She has a historical, amazing backstory. I mean, from presidents to dignitaries. And also we have a DJ W will be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited about it at Dude IDK Studios.
Denver's a good time. I'm happy to be coming there when it's not snowing this time, because last time I was always there when it was really, really cold.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see much. So we can go get out in these streets.
Yes. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
Get me in these Denver streets.
I'll get you in the Denver streets on a Wednesday.
Yes, I'm sure it's popping. Speaking of popping, before we get into our stories, I want to give a shout out to someone, as you all know, as Chris Stokes, who is the director of Run. And he just quietly set a major milestone in Hollywood. He has now directed more than 50 movies, making him one of the most prolific Black filmmakers working today. I believe he did 13 films this year, and he just keeps on going and going. And I just wrapped a film with him, another film called Rockabye. Oh. Girl, I had to do my own stunts. And right now, Drew Sidora is working on another film, Twin. So he's back to back.
Wow.
I had to do my own stunts. And the guy that I had a scene with was very, very strong. And when I tell you, I need y'all to clap during this one scene because the way my neck still hurts and I got whiplash. Okay. Like, I'm like, that's why I was really late up. I'm like, I can't really turn my head all the way. I'm just like a little bit like that. Yeah.
Girl, you have been informers, just so you know, send Claudia a lot of love and energy. Okay. Claudia Jordan is one of the hardest working women in the world. You do not sleep and you need to sleep. Every time I text her like almost on a regular basis, just being like, have you gotten sleep? I think you need sleep. You should sleep. So that's amazing.
I'm like, what is sleep? Yeah, it was crazy. Like it was just back to back. It's been like about 2 or 3 months of just every single day was filled in. So the last 3 days I've been home. I got to bond with little Seven here and just do laundry, sleep in my bed, like little things. Like after we're done today, I'm making brownies. I'm excited about like little things like that. Like you take those for granted when you're, in a hotel room. Oh, actually, when you just take it for granted. And just like being away from home and just having like the luxuries, like your shower the way you like it, your bed, being able to make some brownies. I'm so excited. Like it's the little things that truly make me smile. All right. Well, let's get into some Housewives drama. NeNe Leakes is blasting Lisa Vanderpump, claiming she straight up swiped her idea in the West Hollywood location that later became Pump. On the Talk and Block podcast, NeNe said Lisa finessed her right out of the deal. Take a listen.
She told me, she was like, don't, this is too expensive. It's this. And then next thing I know, it was like Pump. I was like, is this bitch serious? And so now when she see me, she has her little dog that doesn't even crawl. And she's like, hi, NeNe.
What do you think, Erica? When it comes to ideas, is it stealing or smart business if you move quicker than the next person? Got to be quicker than that.
Well, that, and there's a reason why the elders will tell you to move in silence. You cannot share all of your moves in advance because that's giving other people the opportunities to be either inspired by it, which could be a really great thing, or straight up swipe your idea. Now, this is kind of a complicated thing because Lisa Vanderpump is a historied restaurateur. So the idea that she would open up another West Hollywood location, I never would have had that conversation with someone like that if this was an idea that I had in action. So I think this is just a lesson learned. It's unfortunate, but the thing about it is it's a restaurant. Like you can create another concept. There's restaurants everywhere. I mean, it's a restaurant. Like just open the restaurant, NeNe.
Fill me in. So NeNe's basically saying that Lisa Vanderpump stole the idea to have another restaurant, although Lisa has been in the restaurant business. Was this before she ever got into a restaurant? Or is this just her said, first of all, who's out on the left?
That's NeNe.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I know you fucking lying. That is not NeNe.
Claudia. That's
Ari Fletcher, Porsha Williams, Cynthia Bailey, all mixed in. Go back. Who is that?
It's NeNe.
That is not NeNe.
She looks great.
That's not NeNe. Okay, so
great.
Let's get back to it. So she's saying Lisa stole the idea to have a restaurant, period, or a second restaurant.
See, I'm a little, and just to be clear, that was a clip, and I did not watch the entire interview, so it probably goes more into context. But the interesting thing is, they're talking about Pump, which makes sense for Lisa Vanderpump to have. So was it the name?
NeNe saying that she gave her the name Pump, and then Lisa Vanderpump had the audacity to open up her own restaurant with the word pump in it. And then he's like, hold up, that's my, I have a similar situation because I've been in the talk show space probably since 2005. I've always done ensemble shows. And when I did TGIF, there was this whole controversy if I stole NeNe's idea. The idea being a talk show that happened to have gay men on it. Like that was creating the wheel. Like there was nothing of that caliber before that. And this is a recurring thing. My thing is this, constantly, you stole my idea. You stole my idea. No, there's very few original ideas left in media, actually in entertainment. And so I think more than one person can have the idea that there's a talk show, there's a restaurant, a a two-person talk panel show. I mean, this whole Stole My Idea. No, people, that's not an original idea. Now, if you had something that's unique, where you're like, wow, how did you come up with that concept? I've never heard of that before. Then you have a claim. But I feel like a lot of people are just, you may have had a conversation with someone and someone goes and acts on it and handles their business. They're a better business person than you.
Well, I think it comes down to a few things. One, don't share ideas if you feel like this is intellectual property that you want to protect. If you're looking for mentorship or if you're looking for advice, then I would strongly suggest that you have some type of a like paperwork that states, I am going to speak to you about this idea for this purpose. Moving forward, if you sign this paper, then that means that, this was my idea that I brought to you in hopes that you would help mentorship. But anytime anyone creates anything, your concept, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's a talk show, has to have a value proposition. And if it's your concept, that value proposition is uniquely yours. You are the soul of how you make it work. That's why it's so important when people are big dreamers and they're talking about what they want to do in the world. I'm always like, what's your first step? Because you need to be making that first step. People are constantly coming up with ideas, but never putting them in action, which, by the way, is against divine law. You do get punished for not going forth and actually putting action on the gifts that you were given. So I just want to make that clear, because I think that people get very, they get in their feelings, or, they get very sensitive about things like this, but this is the power is all in you. No one can really steal your idea.
And okay, I feel Nikki said she was talking about the location where she first had the restaurant at. Okay, I don't understand what the claim is. It seems like just fussing about nothing. Because NeNe, you opened up a spot in Atlanta and outside of Atlanta, I'm sorry, where I heard it was very successful and people really liked it. So and nothing can stop you, NeNe, from what you want. Me having a talk show will not stop you from having a panel talk show. Lisa Vanderpump having a location, a restaurant, even if you suggested it, yeah, you may want the credit publicly. And I can understand that. That does not stop you from moving forward and you too having something successful. There are a million restaurants. There are hundreds of thousands of talk shows. There's room for more than one. So please try not to take yourself personally. Like, you took my thing and now I can't have it. You were not going to have a restaurant unless NeNe wanted that location for herself, which I'm not hearing that.
So Nikki is saying she was talking about the location of where she has the first restaurant at. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, Pump has since closed. So if that is true, karma hit.
Yeah, my friend Tina used to work there. It was a really pretty location. And I went to the one in West Hollywood as well. So, okay. All right, girl. Well, NeNe, I hope you are successful with whatever other restaurants and I think it's very good advice, Erica. When I have an idea for a show and we have a pitch meeting, it takes nothing to register an idea or a concept. If intellectual property, like writing, like a entertainment business, you run it right on through the Writers Guild of America, WGA. It costs $25 to register an idea before you go have a meeting about it. It's still really hard to prove because, like I said, there's not really a lot of unique new ideas. At this point, a lot of things have been done, but it is a little something that can give you a little help moving forward. NeNe, moving forward, protect yourself, and that way you don't feel slighted like this. I didn't steal shit from you, girl, honey. I've been talking about a male version of a talk show of Cocktails of Queens for years before I did TJF, but that's on period. Okay, moving on. All right. Porsha and Simon are turning Instagram into their personal divorce court. Yesterday, Porsha shouted out to her 7 million followers, "It's over. Thank goodness." But Simon clapped back with, "Here we go again, Miss 265. And the shady hashtag, "It's over my ass." At what point do these two block each other already? Or do they still love each other? What's going on, Erica? What do you think?
I think that this serves them both. And I'm sure it's got to be hella stressful. As much when you are in this much drama and it is ongoing, I don't care how much you've been about the drama, profited off the drama, it's got to affect your nervous system at some point.
Right.
So this is a situation, it's like War of the Roses. But I will say this, that post that Porsha made, walking on to that PJ with the Louis Vuitton luggage, I was like, one day I'm going to put that on my vision board. Actually, I'm just going to put that on my vision board. Okay, I'm manifesting this moment because if you got to go through something like this, and I don't care, like I'm not even getting into the inner workings of how this came to be, but if you are living your life this way, I want you to have a moment like that. I want to have a moment like that. Sans the drama.
Well,
I want to have a moment like
that jet was them coming to Dallas to film because the entire cast was on a private jet.
Okay.
And that Stella company, the owner of the company, was seeing them off in Atlanta. So it's still a dope look. It's still a dope look. Listen, Simon, I'm no fan of Porsha. Y'all know that. But when you're right, you're right. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Simon, you're fighting the prenuptial agreement that you signed up for. This is she just wants she's not asking for more than the prenuptial agreement. She's asking for the prenuptial agreement to be followed. And in that case, like you're wrong, Simon. You agreed to this. Now you want to, reverse engineer and say, well, you think you were targeted and you think she may have wanted you for your money. Oh, imagine that. An unattractive, pudgy man thinking that a attractive, popping woman may possibly want them for their money. Oh my God. Who would have ever thunk it? Who would have ever thunk? Sir, you were the dumb one. We all, when she first got with you, was like, money grab. But you were the one that believed it. And you shitted on your ex-wife, Fallon. And you thought you had upgraded bigger and better. And you was like all up in the clubs. You was tired trying to hang with Porsha because Porsha got energy. And your sleep apnea is probably kicking in. You're tired, your high blood pressure, your low blood pressure, your gout, whatever you got going on. You don't look that healthy. You probably was like, God damn, I signed up for more than I can chew. I am tired. This girl is young. She want to be out in these clubs every night. I'm trying to buy bottles and keep this lady happy. You agreed to this. You wanted to be famous. You want to be on Housewives. You want to be in these streets, Simon Gobadia. And you got what you asked for. She just wants you to go by the prenuptial agreement that you agreed to. Do I think that she was madly in love with you and thought you was the finest man she ever saw when she saw you? No. But that's your bad for thinking that she did. She got you.
I mean, do we ever really believe that he thought it was for, that it was for anything more? Like, now, I'm not saying that they weren't fond of each other. I think that a lot of people are married and they're in these very fond friendship, lover, business relationships. And that works for people. Some people are married because they are just head over heels in love with one another and the rest of the world doesn't matter. Some people are married and they're positioned. Everyone wants to talk about a power couple, but no one really talks about what it means. I mean, there are people who are like, especially when you get married older, I have this going on, you have that going on. I can see how these two things collide. I can see how these two things are the trajectory for us to level up together. So there's all sorts of different marriages and partnerships. But at the end of the day, you have to be self-aware to understand all of the things that are going into your holy matrimony.
I'm going to say this. Women, stop just getting with these men just because they have money. Please like them a little bit. Please like them a little bit. And men, stop getting with these women that are way out of your league because you think it validates you, makes you look like a boss when you know damn well this one don't really like you. Is she looking you in the eye? But then again, let me take that back because I did see some video. Either Porsha's a really good actress or she really did like him because I did see some video where it looked like they really were enamored with each other. But that could also be in the beginning. Like, listen, it's fun. I may not love you, but this is fun. I'm like, you bought me a Rolls Royce. I'm chilling. I got $40,000 a month coming in. That's crazy on top of the money I make. Who knows? I'm not in those people's business. I'm not in their relationship. I'm just saying what it looks like from the outside looking in. But I will say this. Karma hits both of them. And Porsha, you're not exempt. Because if you're just going after men for money, which I've already said that you do back in the day, allegedly. It seems like Fallon may have gotten the better deal in the divorce settlement because when it's all said and done with all the selling the house, splitting the equity, he's not paying the mortgage. Now that falls upon you and he's out the country. So I don't know who called ICE, Porsha Williams. I don't know who called ICE, Porsha Williams, on Simon. And maybe at the time it seemed like a good move, but him being outside the country is going to be harder to enforce the terms of that prenuptial agreement and get that bread. Because if he just decides to never come back to America, he can just stay where he's at and just like let the house go into default. There's already a lien on it for his legal fees. And you might end up being in the hole and not really. So I'm hoping she saved the money that he gave her when they were together.
Yeah, well, and I want to just reiterate what you said earlier about women beware of marrying men specifically for money. And I want to piggyback that because I don't think that people understand how dangerous that can be.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that every single man with money or powerful man is dangerous and has nefarious reasons. But if that is the sole reason and that's an agreement between the two of you, and you don't have your own or aren't able to secure your own, it is very dangerous. It can lead to, financial abuse. There's this golden cage theory. And I have seen many young, I was going to say birds, that's not what I meant. Many, many young women in these golden cages lose themselves, sometimes their lives. So be very, very careful how you move.
Yeah, and he's mad. And also stop thinking. Now we gotta move on. Stop thinking that things are going to be different with you than the way they treated the women before you. Everybody, a lot of women, their ego, and men, we like to think when we're sitting there pillow talking with our guy, oh, she was crazy. He only did that to her because she wasn't me, or she was a bitch, or she was crazy. They like to use that. But the way he was treating Fallon and being very disrespectful, and the wife before that, he has shown you what he does. When it's over, Simon gets very callous, very petty. He's going to be on the blogs. He's going to be in social media. He can't just keep his mouth shut. Like he's acting like he has a peach too. I'm not trying to emasculate him, but he's very I won't even say feminine, but he's very bitchy with it. He likes to he's not letting anything go. So he's going to try to embarrass you. And it's important to be with someone that even if things went bad with their ex, I'm not going to embarrass that person. Me and KJ, perfect example. My ex, I'm very protective over him. He's very protective over me. He's one of my best friends. There's never going to be an embarrassment thing. I know his character, but guess what? Before we got together, he never spoke ill of his exes. So it was always he would say what happened, but he wouldn't drag them.
Yeah.
And you got to start looking for those characteristics in your mate, because the way they do them, they're going to do you. Stop thinking that you are different, because we're not.
True.
Yeah, she's wife number 5. At this point, what's his name? Simon. He has ran through. He is ran through. Men are ran through too, y'all. He is ran through. That scrotum is stretched. Okay, moving on. Allegedly. Okay, let me get it together. Lots of conservative chaos this week. First Trump ally Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. That happened today at a Utah College event earlier today. As of the time of our show, the suspect is not in custody. Trump said Kirk was critical to his gains with young voters in last year's election. Let's get into that before we go on to the next story. What do you think about this? Did you see the moment where he was shot?
Yes, because you sent me the video.
I did.
And I didn't realize what I was about to see. So I mean, but here's the thing. That's where we are in society now.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we are. And honestly, it took me a minute to process what I had just witnessed.
Yeah.
Because we are the fact that people were questioning very early on, is it AI?
Yeah.
Problematic number 1. Problematic number 2, we've been conditioned to see these things as if it's a movie and not real life. Problem number 3, the outrage and shock is not even real outrage and shock, because we are so desensitized to this.
Yeah.
And then also I find this interesting because I was on social media. People are doing think pieces and stuff about this. And people who didn't agree and were on the other side of the political spectrum than Charlie Kirk, every single one of the people that I saw talk about it talked about what happened. They stated that this is a tragedy in this country, regardless of political affiliation, and they humanized him, which is something that we don't see happening if the shoe was on the other foot or on the other end of the political spectrum. This, just to be clear, is a horrible day, because violence begets violence. So once we get desensitized to the point that people aren't even shocked anymore by what they're seeing, it means that we are progressively less safe. And that's how I feel about this country right now. After this event, not that we were safe before, but this event is going to embolden other events. And that makes me very scared.
Oh, what about the fact that there was other events and our president didn't even care to acknowledge it when they were Democratic members of Democratic members that were murdered in cold blood. And the fact that, like, I would like to see him lead a little bit better. Like, coming off as one side is more valuable than the other. Listen, I am no fan of Charlie Kirk. Matter of fact, I couldn't stand him. And I still tweeted something about how this is horrific. It should not be done this way. And you can't just like have empathy and sympathy or be outraged when it's only from your side. I do not fuck with him. I thought his narrative was very dangerous. He was shot in the middle of demonizing transgender people. That's what he was doing. He was talking about gun violence and how many transgenders have committed violence with guns, and the answer was 5. And then someone else in the audience said, well, how about people that were not trans? And the answer was like 5,700. And he was trying to like demonize transgenders. And that's when he was shot. This type of demonization of other Americans is dangerous. How about getting back to the individual? Because if you really want to talk about who's dangerous in America, is the Christian white man. That's the biggest threat in America. School shootings, molestations, rape, murders. Do not believe this narrative that it's Black people. It's not. Okay? But we got to get back to a point where it's like, I hate this. What I hate about America so much, the two-party system. I remember we used to be able to have respectful debate. I remember like John McCain being a perfect example of someone. He was a conservative. I didn't agree with some of his policies, but I had respect for the man. And he had respect for the other side as well. He didn't let wild narratives go about Barack Obama and stop the woman mid-town hall to let her know, no. He's not a Muslim. He's not a terrorist, they said. He's a good man. We just happen to have opposing views. That was where we got to get back to. We're so far away from that. We're so far away from that we have the entire Republican Party that is voting, that is moving to protect pedophilia because they think it may incriminate their cult leader. That's where we are right now. So yeah, people are going to get shot. People are going to get hurt. The temperature is way up. We are common sense, decency, and just like right from wrong is so far out the window right now. It is so ridiculous. You know, there was a time when we could all agree that January 6th was bad. And at first it was. And then little by little, was it? Now they want to give Ashley Babbitt, who was breaking into the Capitol, a military funeral or whatever, Air Force. Fuck that. We have got to get back to have shame for people that are doing things that are harmful to this country and calling out people in your own party, left or right. I remember when the congressman, the senator from Minnesota, who was a comedian, he did something inappropriate when a girl was sleeping. He put his hands over her boobs. He didn't touch her. What did we do? We got him out of our party, which I think now that's nothing compared to now standards. We held people accountable on our own side. Now it's so tribal. It's you're on this corner, you're on that corner. Who cares? Charlie Kirk was very much out there turning up the temperature. And I still don't want someone like him to get hurt. I don't. But that's where we are right now. We have it where people in this country hate the opposing political party more than they hate terrorists, more than they hate our enemies. They hate people in their own neighborhoods that have a different flag than theirs, than they hate terrorists. That's where we are. How crazy is that? We are so vulnerable right now for a war because we don't fuck with each other. The left don't like the right. The right hates the left. They're shooting people, killing people. And Charlie Kirk, let's not act like this was the first one. Gabby Giffords shot. Where's the outrage? Democratic woman. There was 2 others that got killed earlier this year. The president didn't even say shit about it. We have got to get it. And the leadership starts from the top. He's got to get it together and stop behaving like a fucking kid, an idiot. And I know he's going to do this. I know I'm on a rant right now, but it's politics, right? I know he's going to do this. He's going to take advantage of this for political gains and make it about the left. And God forbid this person is from the left that committed this heinous crime. I don't care who this person was. I want them dealt with, because we cannot have this. It's going to go back and forth. It's Charlie Kirk today. It's someone on the left tomorrow. Then it's back to the right. Then it's back to the left. And we cannot exist in a country where the citizens hate each other. It's insane.
You know, and you're right. I mean, rant on. Because here's the thing. I keep saying that, you know, we're desensitized. You want to know when I knew that this all was coming and that we were just absolutely, I mean, in for something that we have never seen before, is when babies were shot in schools, and you have political wingnut Alex, what's his face, saying that they're crisis actors.
Yeah.
Today, Angie Ringo, thank you for bringing this up. I was going to mention this because yes, there was a school shooting up the street from me in Colorado today. And what are we talking about? We're talking about Charlie Kirk. Because why? Because we haven't even had those conversations. There's been no resolve. Babies are dying at schools. They are dying at schools. And we are so desensitized that no one has even prioritized that.
Today, no, it's not no one. The right is not. The left has been trying to get legislation done for years, and they block it. I really want to know. And I'm not demonizing them. I'm calling their asses out. I'm sorry to cut you off. I really want to know, when the fuck are y'all gonna wake up? Now, one of your own were killed with guns. You Second Amendment freaks. You people that are not bothered by Sandy Hook and Pulse nightclub and Aurora, and the list goes on and on and on. You don't care. I really want to know how you're gonna feel now that your president allegedly was shot at. That's debatable, but we're gonna go ahead and say, okay, there was an attempt on his life, and now one of your own, a young conservative 31-year-old man with a family, young kids, and a wife was murdered in cold blood. Are you still gonna say? And you know what's ironic? Charlie Kirk a couple weeks ago was sitting down, smug, saying, yeah, sometimes there's going to be casualties. There's going to be people that are going to be lost to gun violence, and that just goes with it. But I think it's worth it to protect the Second Amendment. And look how we got killed. You guys, the rights, because it's been y'all, you got to take a look at yourselves. And why are you so dick riding the NRA? Are you nothing without a gun? We have, at this point, your own has been killed now. And by your own. And we have a crisis in America when it comes, everyone has guns. More guns than people in America.
Listen, I am all about sensible gun control and reform. I am all about it. I'm not a Second Amendment abolitionist. I just believe that sensible gun control is absolutely warranted. But I'm going to tell you, I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
I don't think that Charlie, it's not going to make a difference. Sandy Hook the victims in Sandy Hook were babies, and they were little white babies. That's how I knew that no one is safe.
In a blue state, though. And they definitely don't care. This was a red state. Utah, the reddest, whitest place you could be in America. I really want to see what the response is going to be to this, because they don't seem to care when it's black and brown babies. They don't seem to care when it's in a gay club. They don't seem to care then. Are you going to finally care when it's one of your own, is what I need to know. And are you going to put your goddamn mouth where your mouth is? Because I'm sick of this country taking it in the ass for the NRA. I'm so over it. Now, I believe there should be gun rights. But some of this shit, like y'all letting everybody have guns, Florida. Oh, we don't care if you're crazy, you failed tests. Guns for everybody.
But see, I'm concerned because I know there are going to be people who care. Yeah. I'm concerned who's caring and what they're going to do about it. Because now, if we're seeing an uptick in political violence by people who feel that there should be a vengeance, or out for vengeance, to avenge the death of Charlie Kirk, that's what I'm looking at right now. So it's a scary time. It's a scary time. We have to get it together. It's going to take just BTW coming together, because as you mentioned earlier, and we've talked about this a lot too. A house divided will not stand. Oh. Period.
We're still vulnerable right now.
Oh my God. No confidence in leadership.
No.
Open fighting. That's the thing. That's why your parents used to tell you, if you had an issue, it stays in the house. because you don't want the outside, you don't want opposition to know that you're weak.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that America is weak right now.
A president unleashing the National Guard on U.S. soil and then seeing, oh, there's really not that much drama going on in D.C. So let me just use them at $1 million a day to be the most expensive trash picker uppers in history. We look so fucking stupid to Russia, to China.
Well,
to
no,
India.
you know, they don't have to do anything because our government is already doing it to us and also exhausting a lot of resources and time and energy that could be, I don't know, put in a supply for if we need to defend our country from another country.
Yeah.
It's like,
And a lot of this is, and you know what's sad, Erica, about all this? And Shy, it's easy says it has to stop. Talk about the Epstein and the cover up. A lot of this goes back to protecting Donald Trump and his friends that are in those files. So a lot of times we're talking about everything, but you know, the FBI, they've been instructed, or the Department of Justice, to kind of back up off of investigating some of these sexual crimes and put their energy elsewhere, into ICE and all of that, into like getting the immigration, the brown people out. They have such a hard on to get brown people out of this country, make this country white Christian nationalists, that they're okay with pedophilia. They're okay with raping children. They're okay.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe the party of values that's all about the Lord in the Bible are making excuses for men that are raping, molesting 13-year-old little girls. And we have more than enough proof at this point. We've got dumbass Pam Bondi, that her raggedy ass, I can't stand her. And the other one, Christine Noem, making excuses, saying, oh, that's not Donald Trump's signature on the Epstein card. You know damn well it is, bitch. You know it is. We all seen it. And covering up. When are the Republican women going to say something? You guys have the power. You sleep with these men at night. When are y'all going to say something about this? You okay with little girls getting raped and little kids getting murdered?
Yes, many of them are. We're not putting a Band-Aid on this anymore. We're not going to tiptoe around it. Let's call it for what it is. If you say that you are pro-life and you are a single issue voter, that's the reason why you voted for Donald Trump, then that means that you are pro-life. You are so interested in the lives of these unborn fetuses at this point, but you aren't interested once they get here and refuse to protect them, refuse to protect children against pedophilia. If you are standing with Donald Trump or any of his affiliates, any of his boys surrounding this Epstein list, you absolutely believe in pedophilia. You are a pedophile apologist.
Yeah.
That's what you are. And the reason, if that is true, the reason why you're so pro-life is because you're interested in having people disenfranchised, unwanted pregnancies, so that you have a more vulnerable population, because we know exactly who is affected when people are looking the other way. And there are PDF files out there every single day preying on little children. And if you don't believe me, you can look at the data. When you're looking at Tim Tebow, of all people, has been super vocal. And we needed Tim Tebow to be super vocal. He showed that map of all of the downloaded images of child pornography that had happened in the past hours. And it was across the country. That map was red as blood. And it is disgusting. So if you say that you are pro-life and you also stand behind anyone who is defending and trying to redact names from the Epstein files, you are in the trafficking business. It is all on you. And that blood is on your hands.
That's right.
I'm so sick of this. You don't even understand what it's like to have a child, because I did child advocacy in the courts. To have a child recount an issue or something about sexual abuse. That is the most heartbreaking thing that you will ever see or hear. And so many people have that experience. It is so infuriating. So I don't want to hear anything about people being pro-life if you aren't defending and standing up for these children, period.
Damn, Erica, thank you for sharing that, and very passionate, and you're spot on. It's this, aren't you? I feel gross being an American right now, and that doesn't mean I hate America. Before y'all come for my neck, but I'm not. It's not a good time. We have people that are obviously defending these people. We know. Once upon a time, if we knew a politician was into pedophilia, it'd be a done deal. There'd be no debate about it. I repost almost every single day another member of the MAGA Trump Republican that has been caught molesting, having images of children. It's daily. There's so many of them. And to sit there and be this party that tries to have this moral superiority over the rest of the nation and claim that they themselves are the party of Jesus Christ and Christianity, it's like they're playing in our face. And we know a lot of times people will misinterpret the Bible for their own personal needs and to make them to justify things. And it's time. We got to have these hard conversations. Y'all full of shit. Y'all full of shit. Y'all hide behind the Bible. Look at Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House. You sat there and lied, Mr. Christian man, who I think is down low, in my opinion, allegedly, and you are so against gay rights. Those are the main ones, right? You sat there and lied. You sat there and lied and said, oh, Trump was an informant trying to bust up the Epstein trafficking from the inside. Get the fuck out of here playing in our faces like this. And I need Americans to get outraged and pissed and just as emotional and mad as Erica and I are right now, and stop just talking about it and do something about it. They're rising up in other countries. They take it to the streets. They're not having it. Are we going to have it? Are we allowing, do you want this country to be that, where it's okay, where elected officials are okay, and they are going to bat for these people, and you Republican women that are fighting tooth and nail to cover this shit up? It's all related. It's all fucking related, and I'm pissed about it. We have a super chat. CC, I'm so grateful you ladies are speaking on this, speaking clearly and directly about all of this. Thank you. Thank you. So grateful. Sending love.
Thank you, CC.
I'm sorry, Erica. I know that we weren't supposed to spend as much time on it, but it's real life.
I mean, we don't have a choice. We really don't. And I think we are so used to not calling a thing that people are just getting away with everything. And it is,
7 years ago, Crystal Matthews here in Texas was sentenced to 5 years in prison for voting on a provisional ballot that didn't even get counted. That was 6 years ago. Now we're at the point where we have evidence, testimony from witnesses and victims clearly stating the things that have happened to them. And we have a president, an administration, and his cronies behind him making life easier for Ghislaine Maxwell, making it seem like it's okay, trying to lower the age of consent to 14. You are a pedophile if you want to lower the age of consent to 14. How does that help you? The only reason I see that being okay is if, say, there's an 18-year-old that's dating a 15-year-old and they kind of get in trouble for that and the whole life is ruined. I understand dating like you're both teenagers, but
you're in the same high school.
15, 16, but 50, 60-year-old men mess with these 13, 14-year-olds. Y'all are okay with this? Y'all are really okay with this? America, wake up. They are trying to lower the age of consent of sex to 14 so they can get away with more having sex with 14-year-olds. There's no other way around it.
Can't even drive a car, but 50-year-old men want to hunch on you. Okay.
Girl, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You ready to move to Aruba with me? Start a little colony there? Because I can't do it. There's no crime in Aruba. Let me stop telling people to go to Aruba because I want to keep it crime-free. All you criminals might follow us down there and mess up my nice, happy island.
Girl.
Okay. Well, that was, hey, that was a much needed. This is what this show is for, to have these kind of conversations in a safe space.
It really is. And informers, thank you for, I'm trying to get through a lot of, just share some of your comments, continue to comment and have these conversations. We'll pick them up as we can. So thank you.
Okay. Let's get into this other MAGA story. Okay. Also this week, a woman known as MAGA Karen has admitted to tipping off ICE to the Hyundai plant raid in Georgia. About 475 people were detained, including 300 South Korean nationals. Toy Branham is running for Congress in Georgia, and some say she created a diplomatic scandal with one of our country's closest allies. Let's talk about the shooting. Well, we talked about the shooting. Is MAGA Karen trolling the world for clout? And will this help her in the election? I think she's done a big disservice to our relations with Korea. Cost a whole bunch of jobs. And guess what? They're about to get sued because these people were not here illegally. They were here legally. There goes the bigotry, you dumb bitch.
See, when we stop using, I don't know, things like experience, knowledge, discernment for leadership, this is what's happening. Basically, this woman did her big one, or so she thought, thinking that this was going to generate this whole narrative around her to propel her into office. Now, maybe it will, because a lot of people don't even understand what the ramifications of this were. So you have South Korean engineers over here to train American workers for a plant that was going to bring, 8,500 jobs to Georgia. This is $1 billion deal, okay? Excellent for the economy. This woman goes to show her hatred and racism, ill-informed, ill-advised, and then goes on to take responsibility for it. Like she's super proud of delaying something that was going to bring an economic boost to the constituencies for which she was hoping to have. I would say make it make sense, but my father always tells me, don't try to make sense out of nonsense because you're just wasting your time. And so this woman is a big waste of space and time.
Oh, also, Trump was in talks with South Korea for them to invest billions and billions of dollars into America. And they said, hold my South Korean beer. Because now you may not want to fuck with y'all because y'all are coming for our people. And now you're going to have a whole bunch of lawsuits. Because once again, stop thinking people that are not white, Anglo-Saxon looking, that are the only people that belong here. And that everybody else that has a tan, a browner skin, slimmer, different features are somehow here to poison the white blood of America. And now you potentially have cost America billions of dollars, MAGA Karen. How much is that position? How much does your office pay when you get in there? Probably not very much.
It's the back end though. It's being
the back end.
Yeah, it's being the greasing of, yes, absolutely. The idea, we know how much our politicians make. And on a lot of them, the math is not mathing.
It's not mathing. You know, I need to remember that show. It was made with claymation. It was Celebrity Deathmatch. And they showed J-Lo fighting Mariah Carey or whatever. And it was it was like a cartoon kind of. I need them to bring back Celebrity Deathmatch with the everyday person. And I'll call myself one. We get to fight politicians because I want to fight this bitch. I want to fight this bitch. It used to be Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I want to fight this bitch right here. I want to fight because Marjorie Taylor Greene, she got them thick ankles and thick arms. She looked like a cave bitch, so she's a little strong. But this one right here, I want to fight her.
Claudia, Claudia wanted. If you haven't heard Claudia's story, her and her brother used to defend their honor and the family honor, and all y'all used to scrap
white supremacists all the time.
So, yeah. Don't come for Claudia. Now, I'm going to run.
A white supremacist hit me in the face with a skateboard right in my forehead. I spit in his face. My brother whipped his ass. His name was Jeff on 2nd Street in East Providence. He follows me on Facebook.
He does?
Yes, he does.
Of course he does.
And his mother ended up having a mess around with one of them trifling brother that, the kind that get with the fat white girl that just gets with her for her check. You know the stereotype. That all day long. Oh, amazing. Okay. Listen, we got to get into this before we go. We're going to try to end on a high note here. Wait, we're doing this other one. Let me see now. Okay. So King's Court. I was watching. I got all caught up. We're down to the last 5 queens left on King's Court. Let's recap. First, Carlos. He's chosen his queen, Janae, but they still have some big conversations ahead, like prenups and women in his DMs. Now, Carlos says he's responding to the DMs, saying he is taken. But should you ever respond to thirsty DMs if you're locked in with somebody?
Unless, which could fully be possible, because you book a show like this, and as we know, your world doesn't stop because you're saving yourself for the possibility of true love on the show. So he could have been, linking up with some of these women hours before he left for the show. So I think common courtesy and decency would be to tell these people that you are interfacing and engaging with, hey, this is what I'm going to do. So I just want to be clear with you. This isn't something I'm looking for long term. I actually think I'm going to find something or what I'm looking for over here. That's called communication. So that's already a red flag that you didn't communicate what your intentions were to the people on the outside that you had relationships with before the show. But when he said, I'm an open book, you see me, he made a point. You see me showing her the messages. And I'm like, you protest a little too much. Talking about, it's not going to be good morning coffee and let me check the DMs. Well, why not? Why not, Carlos? Why not?
I have a prediction, and my predictions have been spot on. Carlos will propose this woman on the show. She will say yes. I think her self-esteem is in shambles. She seems very psycho, like she's really ready to go off. I feel like she's been hurt in the past. Let me not say psycho.
I was like, damn.
Let me take that back. I'm sorry. Rewind. I do think from her past hurt that she's already like very easily triggered. And I think for someone like that, a man like Carlos, who's very good, we've seen him love bombing from day one. Okay. And he's asked her to be his girlfriend. Who does that on TV? Like, that's a dream come true for most women, to say it loudly and publicly in front of everyone. I believe at the ceremony, he's probably going to propose to her and she's going to say yes. And I do believe that within 2 years, they will be divorced.
Well, here's the thing. And I know you didn't. I know you didn't mean to call her that. I know you were, in it. But I think it's a good example of how that played out, because we saw that in real time. When she was pink dress in that first scene, we saw a different Janae. And through it is a show, and there's, obviously production, all of these things are happening. But the Janae that we're seeing in this episode is not the Janae that we saw episode 1. And I want women to think about that. Not to say that there's anything wrong with her now. It's just her confidence has clearly wavered. And she doesn't come across with that same type of power that she came in with. And that is how a relationship or a man can erode and like really hurt you in that way.
Yeah. Good luck, Janae, girlfriend. And hey, go talk to the girls in Miami and get the tea on your boy. He's very charming though, and I could see why you would fall for that. Like, it does feel like he's a romantic person. It seemed like he's a hopeless romantic the way he is and the things he says. But do you see how fast he went and looked left when the other girl, Jennifer, was kind of on his radar for a minute? He was like not really giving Janae the same energy. So be careful, girlfriend.
Yeah.
All right, next, Tyson felt the friend vibe with Allison and sent her home. Now he has 2 queens left. He said he's falling for Felicia, but she's watching him give attention to Jennifer. Would you fight for attention or would you walk away?
No, I am not fighting for attention. If you have to fight for attention right now, you'd be fighting for attention for the rest of your life. Are you serious? Do you know, ladies, I'm telling you right now, in heteronormative relationships, you want that man chasing you. You want that man on your heels. You want that man to understand who you are, where your boundaries are, and what you will and will not tolerate. Because whatever is happening now, it's going to decrease by percentages over the years. That's why couples therapy is so important. That's why having time with one another is so important, because you need to reignite that flame over and over. But in the first few weeks, no. I'm like, this is my history, and this is where people get it messed up. I have only dated men who have pursued me. Period.
I'm not
pursuing a man. Because I know I'll have to be running after him for the rest of my life.
I think with Tyson, it's so sad because like he'll do something that triggers them where any normal person would be triggered by what he's doing. Like, if you just got down kissing on me and then you're over here with someone else in someone else's face, of course I'm going to feel away. And then you're going to kind of chastise me for you're not being confident anymore. You need to fight for me. Wait, what? It gives mind games. It gives Tyson, listen, you my boy. We cool. We got mutual friends. Trevor, that's my boy. He's your best friend. That's my dog. But I really never thought, I'm not mad at you going on the show because it's a nice check. I want to do the show next season. But it is a nice check. I get it. But I feel like you're not really there for this. I think you're there to do a TV show where the girls are there to really find love. And I predict he will leave with no one.
But he's already setting the stage now. Yeah, Tyson is diabolical. Okay. If he should have I want him to come out and be like, hey, I did it for the check and the exposure.
Hell yeah. I wouldn't be mad at him.
That's totally fine. But the way he did Allison and then twisted it with those two girls, Felicia and what's her face, and twisted it to make it seem like, oh, now I have to leave.
No.
Because I don't feel, no, you got exposed because you absolutely did have a girl at the gym, Tyson. You had a girl at the gym, probably had a girl in the Uber. You have girls everywhere. Tyson is here for a good time, not a long time. I'm not even mad at it. But Felicia, girl, you 36 years old. You keep talking about wanting to have a child, okay? First of all, take it from me, freeze your eggs. Secondly, only talk to suitors who are for real serious, because this game that we're playing right now with the biological clock and all of that, take it from me, it's a very serious situation.
I think Tyson's not helping him and himself in the dating world with this show. It's kind of making him look a little immature dating wise. And I think when he was more mysterious and just a male model where we didn't hear him, it made him more attractive. I think this is kind of hurting him a little bit. And he's
It hurts him with older demographics, but I don't think Tyson's interested in older women. I think he's interested in that 20s, 30s range. And if that's the case, I mean, he's a very good looking man. He's held up well.
Exactly. All right. Thaddeus has 2 queens left as well. He says he's walking in love with both of them. If you have feelings for 2 people, are you really in love with either of them?
In love? No. I think you like them a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Right. I don't know. Which one do you think he likes more? You know what? We don't even have to ask that question right now. We're going to talk about this next week. The finale is next week of King's Court. And guess what we got? During our show, Ariel, who is one of Thaddeus's final queens, is going to join us. We cannot wait to see and talk to her and see what she's got to say about the goings on. And yeah, tune in next week for that. Are you excited? Oh,
I'm excited that Ariel's coming on. I know that she's been engaging with us. I won't be here to talk to her.
Is it for sure?
That I won't be here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I for sure won't be here.
Where you gonna be? You gonna be on an island?
Well, I am going on a couples retreat with my husband.
Oh, well, if you have time to chime in and you get never mind. You know what? Get your back blown out the whole time you're on your couples retreat. You need it.
We really are going on a couples retreat. We're doing couples therapy.
I love it.
And it's like couples therapy with horses and like massages.
Oh my God.
And hydrotherapy and therapy.
Okay, good.
I love therapy.
Well, you will definitely be missed. I will let y'all know who our surprise special guest host will be. We're gonna figure that out. Erica, you have an amazing time. Thank you for your raw emotion in this show, and people seem to really enjoy when we go off like that and share a little bit of ourselves. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you, because these conversations are so important to have, and being able to have them with you is a true gift. I love doing the show with you.
Same.
I love our informers because you guys really bring so much energy and insight into the show. Thank you to both of our super chats today, both Cece and Renee. Renee was talking about the victims and the Epstein list, and Cece was giving us so much love. So thank you to all of our informers. If you would like to see us live on Wednesday, October 15th, we will be in Denver. You can get your tickets on comebacktv.com. There's a banner right at the top, and it will link you to the mechanism to purchase the tickets. We have tickets tiered. And so there's really a ticket price for everyone. So come out and see us on Wednesday, October 15th at Dude IDK for Accidentally Informed.
We'll see you all then. Thanks for the show. This has been Accidentally Informed, where
we will always guarantee that you will learn something.
And I still want to fight that MAGA bitch from Georgia. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Put it on, girl. Let me see it. Put it on, girl. Let me see it.